After a year with slow sales, Airbus announced two large orders in the last weeks of 2020. Both Qantas and Air France KLM announced that they will order Airbus narrowbodies to replace their current 737 fleet, and quite a few of them. So, how did Airbus manage to flip these airlines to choose Airbus over Boeing? Let's talk aviation. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. This really helps the channel grow and makes it easier for others to find. The story of the ever-existing competition between Airbus and Boeing gets a new chapter. First, Qantas. They have ordered 20 XLRs and 20 A220s with options for almost 100 more aircraft to replace their existing fleet of Boeing 717s and 737s. With the XLR, Qantas hopes to save on fuel, offer more seats and open up new direct routes, which it was unable to do with the 737-800. While the Australian airline has been an avid user of Boeing aircraft, they have shifted to Airbus over the past decade for the long-haul operations, with the A380 and the upcoming order for the A350. And now they are also changing their narrow-body fleet from Boeing to Airbus. However, the A320 won't be entirely new for them, as their low-cost subsidiary, Jetstar, has been using the type for some time. The largest order, however, came from Air France KLM, and can be seen as a real change from recent developments. Up until now, within the group, Air France used mostly Airbus aircraft and KLM was changing towards becoming an all-Boeing operator. They currently only operate a few A330s, which are set to be retired by the end of 2025. Despite all this, the group announced that they would order a mix of 100 A320 and A320neo aircraft, with options for another 60. They will replace the existing 737 fleets at both KLM and Transavia, the low-cost subsidiary of the Air France KLM group. At KLM, they will be used together with the Embraer E190 and E195 for short-haul flights, where Transavia will change from an all-737 to an all-A320 family airline over time. It is clear that there will be some serious costs associated with this move for both Transavia and KLM, as all of their crew will need to be retrained, and therefore it's even more interesting taking a look at why KLM changed their mind and went for the A320 over the MAX. The reasons why Air France KLM have chosen for the Airbus offer over the Boeing alternative are for some part just political. While the A320 family indeed is a bit more efficient and produces less noise compared to the MAX, which is very important in the densely populated Netherlands, the French government likely had a big say in the choice for Airbus. Over the past years, the French government became more and more involved in the airline group in an attempt to centralize most of the operations into France. And during the pandemic, they have increased their share to 29% from just over 9%. The Dutch government, however, didn't invest extra and stayed at 9% ownership. And currently, the maintenance for Boeing aircraft is mostly done in the Netherlands, and Airbus maintenance is handled in France. While at the time of making this video, it's not entirely known where the new narrowbodies will get their maintenance, it's likely that at least partially this will be done in France. And next to a stake in Air France, the government also owns part of Airbus, and the manufacturer is a large employer in France with a big factory in Toulouse. And with the COVID pandemic, the government has an interest in making sure those jobs are safe, and with this new order, the backlog for Airbus became just a bit larger. Next to these orders, Airbus not only sold a bunch of narrowbodies this month, they also added some new orders for the A350 freighter. Singapore Airlines ordered 7 and Air France KLM 4 with options for 4 more. For the latter, again a change in directions, as they currently use the 777F for their cargo operations. What are your thoughts about these new orders? Do you think the MAX program will see some large orders in the near future? Or is it best for Boeing to go back to the drawing board and develop a new narrow-body aircraft? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to Let's Talk Aviation.